Things that I wish we were told about our bodies, especially as we enter our 30s. Hormonal imbalance, hormonal imbalance, hormonal imbalance, hormonal imbalance. You know, when you're young, I don't think you really, I'm going to talk from the perspective of a woman, you don't really notice your hormonal fluctuations like that unless it's like, during your cycle time. But literally when you hit your 30s, for me, it started when I was like 28, almost turning 29. Like you just wake up one day and you do not recognize yourself. And I know it does not happen to everybody, but it happened to me. And what I was dealing with was, overproduction of some hormones. And when I tell you, it is so hard to rectify a hormonal imbalance. Once one thing is out of skew, it just feels like everything else is just falling apart, and your life is literally just falling apart. I had problems sleeping, I had problems eating properly, I had problems exercising, like everything just hurt. And granted, I know you can have a hormonal imbalance when you're younger, but I just feel like as you get older, it's a little bit harder to rectify those things. And I don't think people understand how hard it is to fix something that is hormone based. I don't think people understand how hard it is to rectify something or try to change something if the base of the problem is a hormonal issue, because it's a lot harder. When there's a hormonal issue, irregardless of what you do, it doesn't matter how hard you gym, if you don't rectify that hormonal issue first, whatever it is you're doing is really not going to work. At most, you're just going to be at a standstill with your weight goal or whatever. But you seeing the scale going down, it's not going to work until you fix that hormonal issue. And you really take for granted, I know I did, we really take for granted our younger bodies until we get older and things start to slow down, and then things really start to hit you. And prior to that before, I lived a really healthy life, but my problem was I was over exercising, and that's it. It was 7 days in a week, and I used to exercise 6 to 7 days a week. I used to be obsessed with exercising, and not just like easy exercise. I used to lift really, really, really heavy every single day, and my body just got burnt out. It just finally caught up with me. And by then I had already messed up my hormones. And before that, I'm sure there were times where I would get a little bit burnt out, but I was still young, so I was just ignoring it until I hit 28, and it became a lot harder for me to be able to ignore the damage I was doing by not resting.